Hey there, Aries. It's Viv from Wisdom Released, and this is your bi-weekly reading from the 15th to the 30th of June 2018. The deck I'm using is this one, Lo Scarabeo, and I'm going to be using a layout in the form of a beetle. So it has legs and the head of a situation and action that you should take. And it's to do with, it's particularly helpful at clarifying direction and gaining insight into any challenges that you're facing at the moment and what kind of situation that you're in, and offers advice or kind of leaves it, what happens if you leave it, gives you an indication of what would happen if you leave it up to the universe. So I've already shuffled. I'll shuffle a little bit more and cut the deck, and then we'll get on with messages for Aries from the 15th to the 30th of June 2018. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. Okay, what's at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords, which is the it could indicate travel. It's to me though, it's indicating moving into sailing into the unknown. It's kind of moving ahead with confidence, but into uncharted, unknown territory. It could be like a new, a new chapter in your life, a new stage in your life. It could be to do with a relationship. It could be to do with something that's happening at home, maybe moving house or something like that. So the first card represents what you want, and what you want here is the King of Swords. The King of Swords, wow. This is like truth and honesty, and the truth and honesty really transforms. There's lots of butterflies that are flying around the king here. Butterflies represent to me transformation. He's holding the head of a figure by the hair there, and it looks like the head's already been chopped off. So this is cutting away or getting rid of anything that's superfluous. And because the head looks to be, it could be, it looks quite feminine, it could be a child. To me, that's that indicates like immaturity. This is like really being grown up and leaving behind sort of childishness and immaturity and silliness, and in doing so that the whole situation is transformed and transcends to a new level. What you need is represented here by the Magician, and the Magician is a manifestation card, but he is like the ultimate action taker in the tarot. He has an ability to bring everything together, to use all of the resources he has at his disposal, including the universe's magic, to bring it all together and make things happen. This is what you need, is to make something from nothing, to bring some magic into your life, and to create something really wonderful and worthwhile. What you need to know, which is the head of the situation, the circumstance, the relationship, whatever it is that you that is the challenge that you're facing at the moment. What you may be overlooking is the Queen of Swords. Now this is really interesting, isn't it? Because we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords here is holding a head, but this is sort of like the opposite to the King of Swords. So the Queen of Swords can be really cutting, she can be really sharp, honest, yes, she can be very cold and icy, but in this particular circumstance, the sword and the action that the sword is taking, because the sword represents air, and so this is thoughts, and the old head here to me represents old ways of thinking, old habits, old beliefs that don't serve you anymore. So where is it that you're being rigid and inflexible? You know, where is it? What are you missing here? What are you overlooking here? And what old beliefs are holding you back that don't serve you anymore, and that you can get rid of and literally cut out of your life, cut out of your way of thinking? What's working against you is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is burden. It's like you're carrying all of these wands on your back, and crikey, it's a bit of a trudge, isn't it? You've still got you've got a little way to go before you can put this burden down. But what's noticeable about these wands is that you know, they haven't burnt up or burnt out. They are smoking a little bit, but you are, so that they're not on fire. You know, it's not a fire that's out of control. It's not a burden that's out of control. You are carrying it successfully. You are achieving this successfully. But the burden is slowing down your progress. You know, this is what's working against you. What's working in your favour is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is to do with, for me in this deck, the Five of Swords is to do with being yourself. All of these people have turned their back on the figure at the centre of the card there. But they are being themselves. They are being an individual. Whether you can see that they have their hands over their ears, so it's like they're not listening to other people's opinion, even though backs have been turned. They're not listening to other people's thoughts, you know, that they are going their own way. They are being an individual and standing up for themselves. And it's a hard path. It's a hard path to take, not to be swayed by other people's thoughts and opinions and by what they want you to do. You know, you're doing what's right for you. So that's what's working in your favour. What you should abandon, now this is interesting, what you should abandon is the Ace of Pentacles. my feeling here is that you're feeling obligated. So this is like a burden, very much like this card here. Pentacles normally, the Ace of Pentacles normally represents a blessing, a new start, a new beginning. But in this reading, because there is the Ten of Wands here, this it feels like hard work. It feels like, maybe it feels like a very, very, very long, slow road that you're seeing ahead of you. Something that isn't going to be that rewarding very quickly, or pay dividends very quickly, and you're feeling burdened by it. Maybe this is to do with materialism as well, although that's normally the Devil card, but it is a Pentacles card, so it could be to do with business. It could be to do with making money. It could be to do with starting a new business project. So if it's feeling heavy and burdensome, this is what you should look behind. This is what you should look to abandon, because if it's feeling like an obligation, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for other people, then this is what you should abandon. And what you should embrace is another Ace card, which is the Ace of Cups. So what you should embrace is love here. Is this something that you'd love to do? Because if it isn't, leave it behind. You know, if you are starting a new project, or you're starting a new relationship, there's an opportunity there. If you are starting something new, then you should really be doing something that you love, and there's an opportunity for you here to love yourself as well. If there's an opportunity coming along, you know, a new love relationship, you know, you're standing up for yourself, not listening to other people, and going your own way. And maybe there's some kind of challenge facing you to do with love. And the challenge is cutting away those old beliefs about relationships. Maybe you're bringing your previous experiences to the table, and thinking, oh, this is going to go the same way as all the others have. You know, and that's something that you can leave out and leave behind, and embrace this new opportunity for something loving here, for new love in your life. The action you could take, this isn't contradictory really, it's just a, you know, this can be a delay card, but the action you can take is actually seeing something from a different perspective. You know, the action you could take is not to procrastinate, to let go and to embrace something new, and to see it from a new perspective, to take action from a new perspective. Leaving it up to the universe, I think. This is kind of the Five of Cups is sort of like a despondency card. The person here is looking at these 3 cups and seeing how things have gone wrong, but they're not seeing that there are 2 cups, that there is an opportunity for love and for things to come together and for things to manifest and to go right. You know, so if you leave it up to the universe, if you don't do anything, if you don't see things from a new perspective, if you don't release this burden, then this is how you're going to feel. That you know, you feel things aren't going your way and things aren't turning out right, but in actual fact they're right here. They're right here for you. So all in all, there's opportunity this month, Aries, to really cut away things that don't serve you anymore, to release burden, to stand up for your own individuality, not to be swayed by other people's opinions, to create something out of nothing, to see things from a new perspective, and to bring new love in your life in whatever form that makes sense to you, in whatever form that takes. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been useful to you. I will be back again at the beginning of July with another bi-weekly reading, and hope to see you then, and take care.